Good morning. I'm Michelle Ross. The Essex County Prosecutor's Office is holding a news conference right now on the shooting of two police officers in Newark that killed one of the officers. Let's listen in.
And Newark Mayor Ras Baraka. We're also joined by our First Assistant Chief, Alex Albu, Chief of Detectives, Mitchell G. McGuire, and other members of the Essex County Prosecutor's Office, as well as the Newark Police Department. We're also joined by Essex County Sheriff Amir Jones and Newark Chief of Police Sharonda Morris, Special Agent in charge for Homeland Security Investigations, Ricky Patel, Special Agent in charge for the ATF, Elsie Cheeks, Special Agent in charge for DEA, Cheryl Ortiz, and the Special Agent in charge for the FBI, Terrence Riley. I now turn the podium to Prosecutor Stevens.
Thank you, Carmen. Good morning. Yesterday at approximately 6:30 p.m., Newark officers encountered several individuals in the vicinity of Broadway and Carteret here in the city of Newark. Based on criminal intelligence, the police were investigating the possibility that these individuals had illegal firearms. Shots were exchanged upon the interaction with the police and those individuals, and unfortunately, two officers and one suspect were hit by gunfire. 5-year veteran Officer Joseph Azcana was shot before he even had the opportunity to leave his police car. At 2:34 this morning, he was pronounced at University Hospital here in Newark. There was a second officer also shot. His injuries are expected not to be life-threatening. He is continuing to recover in the hospital, and because of that, the delicacy of that recovery, his name will not be released at this time at the request of the Newark Police Division. One gun was recovered from the suspects. Several individuals are in custody as a result of that interaction, and they're being interviewed by the police and by the Essex County Prosecutor's Office. One of the suspects is 14 years old. That juvenile has been charged with numerous crimes, including murder, attempted murder, and possession of illegal weapons. He's currently hospitalized and is being treated also for non-life-threatening injuries. Obviously, this is a continuing investigation, so we're not going to be able to talk much more about the circumstances until the investigation continues to evolve. However, I will say this. Obviously, any sort of a gun interaction like this is the sort of thing that happens far too often, and we need to do everything we can to make sure that we limit those, if not eradicate those, to the extent that we can. The thing to remember primarily is that the officers involved are heroes, the everyday heroes that work the streets of the city of Newark and cities and municipalities like it throughout this county, without this state, within this nation. So they continue to be individuals who are worthy to be in our prayers and our thoughts, and we have to support them to the extent that we can. Despite everything that goes on and the difficulties, we're continued to be buoyed by the interactions and the collaborations we have. The individuals who Ms. Martin mentioned by name, we want to thank them for their continued support. It's through those collaborations that we're able to move as quickly as we can. It was an effort. I was with the team that was doing the investigation into the wee hours of this morning, and trust me, just about everybody behind me was here throughout that endeavor as well. That shows their dedication to make sure that we keep the streets as safe as possible, that we bring perpetrators to justice, and we do everything we can to keep the public safe. At this time, I'd like to introduce the director of the Newark Police, actually public safety director. I'm sorry, he got a promotion. He used to be the chief. Now he is the public safety director, Manuel Miranda.
Good morning. Our heart is heavy right now. Our agency is hurting. We lost a true hero last night. He was part of an intelligence unit within the Newark Police Division. He's been on the job for 5 years. He's been a detective for the last 2 years. Since being promoted to detective, he was assigned to the intelligence unit. The intelligence unit works in collaboration with the U.S. Attorney's Office, with our federal partners, county and state partners. Last night, it was a team effort between our federal partners and our Newark Police Division that were working last night to capture an individual who they believe had a weapon. As the prosecutor stated, he didn't even get a chance to step out of the vehicle before he was struck. So our hearts are heavy. We're leaning on one another for support. We're going to be there for the family. The family was there last night. His mother and his father and approximately 5 brothers were at the hospital mourning him, grieving him. We're going to be issuing a statement on funerals for the future and pay him the respect that he deserves. He was a true hero. Not only is the agency is mourning, our community is mourning also. I've been getting phone calls since last night from all our community leaders. Our Office of Violence Prevention program was out there with us, supporting us. We have our peer-to-peer support out there assisting our officers. They were there last night supporting our officers along with Fraternal Order of Police and the Superior Office Association unions. So I ask the community to please keep the family in their prayers and to keep this agency in your prayers. They're grieving, we're hurting, and we have to be here for one another. I want to thank our federal partners who was here from last night also, as they mentioned, all the special agents in charge of the FBI, the DEA, ATF, and the Homeland Security, the County Prosecutor's Office, the U.S. Marshals. Nobody went home until everybody was captured. So I appreciate their efforts. I appreciate all their help. And just continue to pray for this agency, our officers, our detectives, and the family. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Miranda. He just mentioned something very important. The City of Newark has an Office of Violence Prevention and Intervention. I'm sure I have the name slightly wrong, but the mayor will correct me on that. But the key part is that this is an entity which is an official part of the City of Newark, yet it acts to interact with the public and offers all sort of information and assets between law enforcement and the community. NPD, the Newark Police Division, has benefited from it, as the Essex County Prosecutor's Office, as the entire community has. And that is really the idea, the brainchild of Mayor Baraka. And so I'd like him to come forward on behalf of the residents of the City of Newark.